Welcome to this episode on the Health and Happiness Show, where it's my mission to change your mindset so that you can live a healthy and happier life. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's go. I am joined by Academy graduate Rachel. Rachel, you've just completed the 16-week Health and Happiness Academy. How are you feeling right now?
I feel fab today. It's class. The weather's good. I've just been for my daily walk, and yeah, I feel brilliant.
I remember when we had our first call, we were on our discovery call,
Yeah.
and you're actually in your car. I don't know why I
Yes.
remember that, but you weren't driving. You
Yeah.
were in the car, but yeah, you weren't driving. And yeah, I just remember when I first listened to you, you know, I could hear the sort of desire in your voice about what it is that you wanted to achieve and actually what it meant to you. And I very much believe that that is the first step to all change. So, for example, I read a book a number of years ago called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the first step that it talks about to change in there is having this burning desire to change. And I remember that you really, really wanted that. And originally that was obviously for, the fat loss goal. And what's been so amazing over the last 4 months is that's obviously dissected into various areas for you,
Yeah.
including your business, which we're going to talk about today. But as a sort of summary, sort of sum up, the last sort of 16 weeks and how they've been for you.
Well, it started with an ad that I saw on Instagram, and just everything changed. Like everything blew up since then. And yeah, after we had our chat, I was like, I'm ready to make some changes. I didn't actually know what those changes were. Like the thing is, at the start of the process, I guess I had things in my head that I thought I needed to change, and they're very much still, they were the things that I needed to change. But Jesus, that opened a whole can of worms. And I was like, whoa, okay, there's lots of things that I need to sort. And like for it's really funny because I think back to like week one, uh, I there was just a small thing, like I needed a workspace so that I could detach from when I was working, when I wasn't working, and socials and things like that. And I literally grabbed uh, a piece of garden furniture, which is still here right now, from the garden. I asked Sharon, my other half, and she was looking at me going, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm creating a workspace. It's happening. It's doing it." So like that was my first thing. That was the first thing that I changed. But the impact that that small thing had on the next like 15 weeks, 16 weeks was just
Incredible.
incredible, and it still continues to be. So yeah, like that was one of the things, and it helped me create the structure my time.
So that's so powerful.
So
So let's go with that, right? Because what we're talking about here essentially is environment,
mhm,
and whether that's a creative environment, a working environment is everything. And
mhm,
I want to look at the two environments that have probably played a part in your success over the last 16 weeks. That's the environment with you and Sharon, because I know a lot of what you've been doing has affected her and maybe hopefully helped her in some ways. And also the environment that I've tried to create within the academy to support you guys as a community as
yeah,
well as a single coach. So talk
absolutely,
to me a
yeah.
little bit about both of those environments and the role that, but like, and I'm on about the struggles here as well as the sort of wins.
Yeah.
But how have those environments played out for you in your journey?
Well, one example would be, so lockdown obviously happened, and me and Sharon were both in the house a lot more. And obviously, at the start, I just decided to go and do this thing, this academy. I don't think I really spoke to Sharon about it. So she was kind of going, what is all this? What are all these new changes? Like, even small things like not eating crisps. Like the first at the start of the academy, it was really funny because we were on obviously the group call, and we were chatting about that, and I said to everybody, guys, I have an addiction to crisps. And it was kind of funny, but then we really got into the nitty gritty, and it was like I actually went off crisps for like weeks at that point. So that was one thing where Sharon was like, "Ah, but it's Friday night, we're having a glass of wine, and why not eating crisps with your snacks and all this?" So that was a struggle. That was a struggle for both of us because I was making changes, and she was thinking, okay, what's happening here? And I was getting up really early, and just all these little changes. So that was a struggle. But like over the 16 weeks, she's really become so like amazing and supporting everything that I do and respecting the changes that I'm making because she's really seeing how it's affecting my well-being.
Would you say that some of these changes, whether it's the crisps, whether it's the getting up early, have they had positive influences on Sharon at all? Because again, like we are influenced on a subconscious level
Mm-hmm.
by whether it's our spouse or if we live at home with our parents. Like again, it's a conditioning at the end of the day. So have you had any positive? We'll leave the negative ones, but
Honestly, like this is no joke. So obviously I've been making these changes, getting up early, putting myself in situations that really like would have scared the crap out of me before. So I'm really like it's helped so much. I put myself in a situation where I didn't really want to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I started to do that. I started to go walking. So here's an example of how it's had a really positive effect on Sharon. Last Saturday, she got up with me at 5 a.m. We went to the beach, we did yoga, and she was in the sea. And like
wow.
she came out and she was like, okay, I see how good that is. So like these are things that I never would have thought I would have done 16 weeks ago, let alone Sharon do them. So it's been a real journey. Like I can't even describe it. It kind of makes me emotional to think of how far I've come and just even the changes that she's made too.
And how has it been? You entered this program
Mm.
working with me one to one, and that has remained throughout the program, the 16 weeks.
Hmm.
But one thing that I wanted to add and introduce was that community experience for you. How have you found being a part of a group as well as a one to one program?
That to me was amazing. Like the first call I was really nervous on, and you were like, don't worry, everyone's lovely. And right enough, everybody messaged and said, hey, don't worry, this is all like a really nice process. And for our like in terms of the amount of even information that other people have like given me that have helped, just you bounce off each other. So like for example, even our business calls, like me and Connell would text now and things like that, or um like Clara and just different people that you kind of that help bring you up when you're feeling low. Like there was a couple of weeks I was feeling low, and it was because it was lockdown as well. And just even coming on that call made me feel amazing. An hour after, I felt
Yeah.
so supported. And even like last Monday, we had the business calls, and I came off it like so pumped. Yet again, I was like, okay, I'm feeling great again. So it really, really, really benefited me.
It's that saying of, you're the average of the five people that you spend the most time with, and you
Hmm.
do you do spend a lot of time with people within the academy. Like we're on the group calls every for a
Yeah.
few hours every week, and that's a good thing because you may be listening on one of the business calls and just hear one thing that could
Hmm.
change your business, that could grow your business. So yeah,
Yeah.
look, it's great to hear that you've got the value from the group side of things as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, if
And
you
we've
were
had
to
some funny conversations on there too.
Oh, give me an example. Give me an example.
Oh, there's too many. Probably about probably like the first couple of weeks in, I admitted that because I was doing that much drinking of the water and that much walking that I had to pee in a field.
Yes, I actually quite remember that.
Sorry guys, I
Um,
had to fill you in on that.
I mean, look, as long as you're drinking your water, I'm a happy coach. I don't really mind where you pee. That's up to you. That's up to the client.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, look, each their own, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, if you were to sum up maybe what your biggest win has been, and again, like I said, you ended this largely for the fat loss side of things, but
Mhm.
it was incredible to see that growth in your business as well. What would you say has been your biggest win? Maybe it was in the mindset, maybe it was in the fat loss,
Mhm.
maybe it was in the business. What has been your biggest win over the last 4 months?
Um, I think my biggest win has been actually like there's so many, but the one that I'm most proud of is being able to communicate the things that I want and actually like make the steps in changing them. And I've actually found like this confidence that I didn't even know was in there, putting myself into situations that scare me, communicating with people that would scare me, and I'm feeling amazing afterwards. But then I also have to add, like, on the business side of things, first of all, creating a customer journey for my business, which I didn't even know existed before the academy, has been a massive win. Like, it's just been amazing. I don't know, there's so much, but I just feel more confident and brave in my decisions now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I'm like again, the comfort zone, my module three, like it plays a big part. And I think even to some extent, actually joining a program like this in the first place can be massively out of the comfort zone.
Oh,
For a lot of people, we had the call there just last week, and someone on the call was saying how they didn't feel comfortable going on camera, and that's absolutely fine
yeah,
because in your own time, at your own pace, you're going to gradually, come out more and more in your show. And I've definitely seen you've come out of your shell over the last, few months, which has just been
absolutely.
amazing to see as well.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like
like,
the time that, because I'd never been on a work call before where I speak to clients and do that kind of thing, and you kind of gently pushed me to do it, and it scared me so much. But like now I had one yesterday, I've got one tomorrow. It's like crazy. It's just crazy.
and that's led to growth. Do you know what I mean? Like that
Exactly,
has
yeah.
led to growth, which for me, witnessing on the sideline has been so rewarding to see. And actually, it's just your confidence as well in the business, in just like you said, the communication side of things as well. And for me, that means
Yeah,
like confidence is more empowering than any amount of weight loss or anything like that. Actually, gaining that confidence to do
totally.
what it is that you want, to wear what it is that you want, whatever it
Yeah,
is
yes,
is the
yeah.
most amazing part, I think.
Oh,
Um,
100%. It's I think like my friends and family are really seeing the difference, and they're kind of going, yeah, this has been a really good thing that you did, which has been lovely.
so that was your biggest win. What was the biggest struggle that you've had to overcome in the last 4 months? Biggest struggle that you've had to overcome?
Um, phew, I
Because
guess just in general, like my struggles would have been daily, like doing the things that I don't want to do, getting up when I feel really tired some mornings, doing a workout when I didn't want to do it. That's been a big struggle, but I've really learned, Jesus, like it's the best feeling. So like even like the other week, whenever I could have stayed in Belfast with my friends, I could have chilled out, I could have went around at the shops. I came home, I did a workout, did not want to do it, and it felt unbelievable afterwards. So I think that we mental battle throughout has been a struggle, but I'm now starting to see, oh, gee, like as if I just lean in towards that, the benefits outweigh anything else. So I think that's been the main one. Doing things I don't want to do and just doing it anyway.
yeah, and honestly, I know that because I've seen that, every single week.
Yeah,
Honestly, Rachel, you showing up to, every workout class, doing the workouts when, like, and again, just doing the workouts when you don't want to do them,
yeah.
has played a big part of your success. Um, so I want to know, what is your advice to the person listening or watching to this who knows that they need to make a change in their life? They're unhappy right now, they're probably unhealthy as well, and they know they want to change and they need to change, but something's holding them back, or maybe they just don't believe in themselves, or they're scared to do it. Like, what's your advice as someone who's been there, done that, and come through the other side? What's your advice to that person?
First of all, I would say do that, just do that thing that scares you and get on a call. Like I talked myself out of even getting on a call because I didn't know what it was going to be like, and as soon as I was on it I felt relaxed. So the first step would be just have a chat, have a chat with Ollie, do something that scares you, because on the other side of that is this world that you're opened up to. Like even the portal, as soon as I like saw the benefits to what I could just even read up on, everything that's on the portal like blew my mind. And so I would just say, like for me, I saw an ad, sent a message underneath it. Next thing we were on a call, and it kind of just happened, and it's the best thing I ever did. Like 100% over a time that really scared me, and it was in the middle of lockdown. this changed my life and is continuing to change my life. So I would just say take that chance and do it.
So, like, the call's a good, avenue to talk about here, because a lot of people would actually be, too scared to even come on a call. And like,
I
I
was
think,
I was too.
yeah, like, and I think, one thing that I want to, take the time to say is, like, there's no obligation to sign
Mm-mm.
up. Like,
No.
yes, I'm selling the option to come onto the program, but it's really about selling the solution. And the reality is, if we had jumped on that call 4 months ago and the program wasn't right for you, or I wasn't the right coach for you, then I'm not going to hard sell you anything. It's not
No.
about that. What this is about is actually progress. This process is about
Yeah.
progress. And I knew this program was going to take you to a place of where you wanted to go. And that's why, and I think we shared that then. We knew it was right for you, and you took that leap, and you were maybe
Yeah.
going into it a little bit blind. You didn't know fully what
Yeah.
to expect. But
I definitely think when we were on the call and we were just chatting about a few of the maybe like the issues that I had, like I instantly felt a release, a small weight lifted. So that gave me the encouragement and an incentive to go. I definitely want to find out more, which I'm so glad I did.
what's been, so there's a number of different elements to the academy. The one-to-one calls, you got the portal, which for those listening is like a membership site of videos and resources. We've got the group calls, we've got the actual programs themselves.
Yeah, so
What's been
much.
the most valuable aspect to this? Because it's different for everyone, and everyone takes
Mhm.
their own little element from away from the academy. What's been yours?
I love the one-to-one calls. I love that time that we get to get clarity on the week. Like clarity for me has been something that I didn't really know how to get, how to do. So with our one-to-one calls, every single call afterwards, I had clarity on how I was going forward, moving forward, and like that is something. In fact, that's a huge thing, and I'll take away from this. Like even like okay, so for example, our one-to-one call, one time I was like, Ollie, my brain's all over the show. I don't know what's stressing me out. And like little techniques that I learned about brain
The
dumping.
brain dump. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like things like that that I got on our one-to-one call, I always came away with something valuable. So that to me has been the most valuable like part to this whole process. And I learned so much, and I'm taking it all with me. Do you know what I mean? So like for example, my morning this morning, I got up, had a cup of coffee, and journaled, went for a walk, all these things which I didn't know about before, or I knew about, but I didn't know how to actually put them into action. So
Yeah.
our calls gave me that sort of boost every week.
Which is great to hear for myself, because I think the role of a coach, whatever someone's definition of that may be, some people think it's just a motivator, kicking someone up the bum when they need it, which is true. Like, it's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
true. But to give you that clarity on those next steps that you need to
Every
take, I
time,
think
yeah.
is invaluable. I work with coaches, and I think everyone should can benefit from having a coach. So this is a mindset based program first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
The objective between week 1 to week 16 is to make a change, to make a switch in your mindset. What has had the biggest impact then on your mindset? Yeah, what's been the biggest impact on your mindset?
Um, I think the biggest thing that which is helping every area of my life is building these daily habits, small habits, but that's had the biggest impact. Getting up, going for a walk, making sure I get a couple of workouts done. Um, the smallest things have actually just opened up everything else in my life, and yeah, so creating those habits has had a massive impact.
Yep.
Huge.
Yeah, and I've seen that, and healthy habits is key to build. Like, habits. We are habits. Everything we do and everything we don't do comes down to our habits. So, creating healthier habits is so important. What just came to mind then when you were speaking, and I want to talk about this, and I hope it's okay to talk about this, is I think what everyone, on this program and everyone in life in general, will have dark days and they'll have
Mm,
difficult times. And the most one of the biggest challenges for you on this
mhm,
program was there was a period of time where social media was really getting to you. And for context, for those listening, social media plays a big part of Rachel's business,
mhm,
because it allows her to share what she does through her music.
yeah,
And I know that played a really big challenge for you where it was affecting you mentally. Um, how was that? And most importantly, how did you overcome that? Because I know the answer to this, but how did you
yeah.
get through that difficult time?
Yeah, it was really affecting my mental health, and I think it had been going on for maybe a couple of weeks. And then we had a chat about it because I was like, Ollie, I'm really struggling. I don't think I'm able to go on social media, and then you really helped talk me through it, and we're like, do you know what, just take a break, get some clarity. And literally, like, by the next week we had already a plan in place, and that plan is amazing, by the way, because so I was doing so many things on social media. Yeah, I needed for my business, I needed to create awareness, but the other thing that I was doing was I was constantly comparing myself to other people, and it was affecting my mental health, and actually it was affecting my productivity. um so we came up with some solutions, like planning my posts, scheduling posts, planning my content, so that reduced my time on social media. And that to me has been like a complete godsend. Like, I was able to even go away for a few days, have my posts planned, take myself off, not really be engaging. And then when I'm able to come back and properly engage, then it was more meaningful, and I wasn't aimlessly scrolling. Just these little techniques like that have, it's just opened my world up to what's possible. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and I just want to say well done for getting through that difficult time because
Yeah, it was really hard.
it was hard. Like, and I see this with everyone for different circumstances, but everyone goes through those dark times on this program. I've seen it on every single person so far,
Yeah,
and this is where mindset really comes alive. Is it would have been so easy to say, nope, I'm done.
exactly.
I'm finishing. I'm not posting on social media anymore, and you proactively instead of reactively dealt with that situation, which is a mindset at the end of the day.
Hmm.
And through discussion, through talking about it, we're like, right, the most appropriate steps for you will be to actually step back. And the metaphor that I love is when you're standing up close to a tree, all you can see is the tree. And when you
Yeah,
step back from the tree, you see the entire forest. And
yeah,
actually, you taking that step back allowed you to look at actually your social media habits and look at
hmm,
what you could do
yeah,
to proactively handle this in a way that would stop you affecting your mindset. So
yeah,
watching that's been amazing. Um,
yeah. It's been very free, and I have to say, like, I feel very free, even though I am still active on social media and I'm still doing the things that I guess other people are doing, but I'm just not doing all of the other little bad habits that come with it,
yeah, that's
which
it.
is great.
So finishing the program, what is next for Rachel, both in a health sense with your fitness based goals and in your business as well?
Health sense, I have already, like I've totally ditched crisps. Like, I haven't ditched them completely, but I've controlled this habit. Like, I'm not eating them.
Which to the listener is the biggest win imaginable because Rachel was a crispaholic
Oh,
before.
oh,
We
like,
won't even go into that because I think Rachel had shares in Tato or whatever it was, but
so true, so
she's
true.
you've done so well with that. You really have.
Yeah, like, I was at a party on Saturday night and everybody was just munching all night, and I was like, yeah, I'll have a couple, but that's it. So
So
for me, that's a massive win.
massive win.
Yeah, and health wise, like, the habits that I now have are amazing. I enjoy walking. I enjoy the workouts. I know the time that suits me to do them. That was a game changer. And then in terms of my business, like, the structures that I now have in place, the fact that I have all these little skills now that help me actually seek out business, which I didn't know of before. That's gonna, like, the growth. Like, so here's an example. I was just trying to write down lots of the things that I've achieved. I took more deposits over lockdown than I've taken in like the busiest months where people should be booking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I do get it because I put the work in.
Yeah.
We put the work in.
And that's a mindset as well because in during one of the most challenging times in decades, both from an economic standpoint and a health
Yeah.
standpoint, to
Yeah.
prevail and to rise even is so admirable because um, um, actually just, this is catastrophic to our mindset, let alone at the actual economic state as well. How this has affected us mentally, losing our jobs, losing our work, losing your bookings, and being able to
Big time.
actually push through with that is amazing. So I take my hat off to you, Rachel, because you handled that very responsibly and with a mindset as well. So
With your
yeah,
help, like
well,
amazing, you
but
know.
this is very much a partnership, and I love my analogies, and very much like you're the accelerator. You have to do the work. You have to put your foot down, and I will steer you in the right direction. And together,
Yeah.
you drive the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So my final question then, and this is the most important:
Mhm.
have you finished the academy healthier and happier?
1 million percent. I know you're gonna say
Yay!
it. Honestly, I know like this has literally been the best decision. And it's the biggest thing that I've ever done out of I guess decisions in my life because it involved so much growth and change. And yeah, it's been amazing. And I don't want the journey to end. So it's like for me, I've so much more that I now want to achieve. And I never had that mindset before. So I'm like, I don't want the train to stop.
That's it. That's it.
It's
So
been
my
amazing.
final question then is to the person listening and watching this who's sitting on the fence, do they join the academy? Is it going to be worth the investment? It's a lot of money they're thinking, right? Why, like not what, like should they do it? Yes and no. And then second of all, if they should do it, why should they do it? Because it's all about why, purpose. Why should they do it?
So should they do it? Absolutely. Do it, do it, do it. Why they should do it? Because everybody can change. Everybody can change their habits. Everybody can grow. It's hard to realize it sometimes whenever you're feeling like you're defeated or but just do it and you will see the results at the end and you'll be able to look back and go, oh my God, look how far I come. I did it. I didn't think I could do it. And I've literally come so far, like in 4 months. So please just do it. Do it.
Well, Rachel, watching you grow in all areas of life over the last 4 months has been outstanding. And honestly, like you are not just a client, you're not just a student, you are a friend. And I
Thank you.
really value you as a person and respect you so profoundly for what you've achieved in just a short space of time. And yeah, look, I'm super excited for the next chapter for you. And yeah, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Honestly, like, thank you so much.